The sun was coming up. It was shining through the big windows of Thornwood Estate. This made the marble floors all golden and nice. Emma had been cleaning these floors since 5 in the morning. She was on her knees. They hurt.
Feel the
Her
awakening
hands were
power,
sore from the
child.
strong cleaners she
A
was
sigil
using.
dement.
Emma was used to this kind of work. She had been doing it for 3 years now. She came to the city with her daughter and not much else. Emma did not remember a lot about her past. It was all a bit fuzzy. She was making a new life for herself and her daughter. Emma was very determined to make things work. Emma stopped for a moment to wipe the sweat from her forehead. Her reflection showed in the floor. She looked really tired. Her dark hair was pulled back in a ponytail. Her blue eyes looked tired too. Emma was 28 years old. She felt a lot older. She felt worn out from trying to take care of Lily and dealing with the weird empty feeling in her mind where her memories should be. The empty feeling, in her mind where her memories should be, was really getting to her. Emma felt like she was struggling every day to remember things that should be easy for her to remember. The sound of feet echoed down the hallway and Emma turned around to see her daughter coming towards her. Her daughter, Lily, was a girl of 6 years old, with really pretty golden hair that bounced when she moved and eyes that shone with a curious look. Lily was wearing a dress that Emma had made for her and it was clean and ironed. "My mom, I am telling you my arm is glowing again," Lily said. She held up her left wrist to show her mom. Emma's heart stopped beating for a second when she saw the mark on her daughter's skin. The mark was small, about the size of a quarter. It looked like a compass with fancy details and it had flames coming out from the middle. This mark showed up on Lily's skin on her birthday. Emma took Lily to see a lot of doctors. None of them could tell her what it was. The mark did a thing. It glowed a little bit red sometimes. This usually happened when Lily was feeling things strongly, like when she was happy or upset. The mark glowed red when Lily was emotional or excited, like her feelings were making it come alive. Emma saw this happen a lot with the mark on Lily's skin. "Everything will be all right," Emma said to her. She touched the mark softly. "Remember what we talked about?" Emma asked. "We do not show the mark to anyone," Emma told her. "This is something we keep to ourselves. The mark is our secret," Emma said. Lily nodded. She was already looking at the big staircase that went up to the second floor. "Can I go look around today, Mama? Please?" Emma looked really nervous as she glanced towards the kitchen. Her boss, Mrs. Patterson, was probably getting everything for the big charity gala tonight at the Thornwood Estate. The Thornwood Estate was going to be packed with people tonight. They were all coming to celebrate the things that Silas Blackwood does for other people. Silas Blackwood owns the Thornwood Estate. Emma has been working at the Thornwood Estate for 3 years now. In these 3 years Emma has only seen Silas Blackwood 2 times. Both times she saw Silas Blackwood from far away. Emma whispered to me, "You have to stay on this floor. Do not touch the things that re here." Lily ran off quickly, her shoes making a noise on the shiny marble floor. Emma went back to what she was doing. Her mind started to think about all the things she could not remember. She remembered waking up in the hospital 4 years she was going to have a baby and she was all alone. She did not have any identification and she did not know how she got there. The doctors told her that someone had found her near the river. She was not awake and she had something called amnesia, which meant she forgot a lot of things. Emma thought about this a lot. She wished she could remember things about her life before the hospital, but her memory had a lot of spaces, especially about the baby's father and how she ended up near the river. She really wanted to know what happened to her and what her life was like before she got traumatic amnesia, and who the baby's father was. Emma thought about the baby's father a lot and she wanted to know more about her life before she got traumatic amnesia. Emma was the name given to her by a nurse. When her daughter Lily was born, Emma started a life. She had nothing except a desire to keep Lily safe. Sometimes Emma got these flashes. They were like bits of memories that felt like dreams. She remembered a house, with red curtains. A man was laughing. The house smelled like books and fancy perfume. These memories never made sense. They never came together in a way that meant anything to Emma. The afternoon went by fast as Emma worked with the other staff to get everything ready for the gala. By the evening the whole estate looked completely different. The crystal chandeliers were shining brightly, there were flowers everywhere. You could feel that people were excited about what was going to happen. Emma put on her server uniform, which was a dress and a white apron, and then she went to the kitchen to meet up with the other staff and get their last-minute instructions. Emma and the other staff were all set to make the gala a great event. The gala was going to be a lot of fun for everyone and Emma was looking forward to it. The gala. "Remember, you are invisible tonight," Mrs. Patterson told the staff that was standing there. She said, "Do your job quietly. Only talk when someone talks to you and make sure you stay out of the way of the guests at all times because tonight the staff, including you, are invisible." Emma nodded along with the others. She was thinking about Lily. Lily was supposed to be in the staff quarters on the 3rd floor, with the other workers' children. The gala started at 7. Emma walked around the rooms with trays of champagne and food. She looked around for her daughter, Lily, every now and then. Lily was getting really bored in the staff quarters. The other kids were a lot older. They did not want to play with her. So she decided to sneak out into the hallway. She just had to see what was there. The mansion was so big. She was very curious. She walked down the hall. Saw a lot of old paintings of people who looked very serious. She saw rooms with furniture that looked like it belonged in a museum. Then she came to a heavy door made of oak. The door was open a little bit. The room inside was really something. It had bookshelves that went all the way from the floor to the ceiling. These bookshelves were filled with books that had leather covers. In the middle of the room was a desk. Behind this desk on the wall was a picture of a compass rose. This compass rose looked like the mark that Lily had on her wrist. Under the picture was a glass case. Inside this case was an old medallion. The medallion had the symbol as the mark on Lily's wrist and the picture on the wall. The compass rose symbol was everywhere, in this room. Lily walked up to the case. She was really caught up in it. The medallion was giving off a glow that was going at the same pace as her heartbeat. She did not think about it, she just reached out. Touched the glass. The medallion was still pulsing with that light. It was like the medallion was connected to her heartbeat, to Lily's heartbeat. When her fingers touched it, the mark on her wrist started shining really bright with a red color. The medallion in the case did the thing, it was glowing just as strong. The light got so bright that Lily had to cover her eyes. The mark on her wrist and the medallion were shining with the bright red light. It was really something to see. "What are you doing in this room? You are not supposed to be in. What brings you to this place?" Lily was startled by the voice. She turned around. Saw a tall man standing in the doorway. The man was 30 years old. He had hair that fell on his forehead and gray eyes that really stood out. His eyes seemed to look right through her. He wore a suit that looked very expensive and fit him well. The man looked serious. There was something about his face that looked familiar to Lily. She just could not figure out why the man's face seemed familiar to her. The man's face was stuck in her mind. She kept thinking about why she knew what he looked like. Lily said, "I am sorry, sir," in a voice. Her wrist was still glowing. "I did not mean to touch the things," she said. Silas Blackwood walked into his study. His eyes were on the child standing in front of him. He was going to tell her to leave when he saw the light coming from her wrist. The Blackwood family seal was on her wrist. This was a deal to Silas Blackwood. The Blackwood family seal was a symbol that had been in the Blackwood family for a long time. It was something that the Blackwood family had passed down from one generation to the next. Silas Blackwood was really surprised to see the Blackwood family seal on her wrist. He asked the person, "How did you get that mark?" His voice was louder. Sounded angrier than he wanted it to. Lily pulled her arm close to her chest because she was really frightened. She said, I was born with this birthmark. My mama has a birthmark, like this too. The room felt like it was moving under Silas' feet. Does your mother really have this mark? Where is your mother now? Lily said that the woman is working downstairs. The woman is one of the cleaners, at the place. The woman's name is Emma. Silas' mind was racing fast. The Blackwood seal is something that only shows up on people who are directly related to the Blackwood family. His father had this seal. His grandfather had it too. Silas has the mark on his left shoulder. The only other person he knew who had this seal was his friend Evelyn. She was the daughter of his father's business partner. Evelyn died 7 years ago. Silas was told it was an accident. His brother Vincent told him that. The Blackwood seal is a big deal, to Silas. He thinks about it a lot. Stay here, Silas said to them. His voice was softer now. Silas walked over to the door. He called out for Mrs. Patterson. The lady in charge came over quickly. She looked pretty upset because the party was a lot to handle. Yes, Mr. Blackwood? There is a woman working here named Emma. Bring her to my study immediately. Mrs. Patterson's eyes got really big because she was worried. Did the girl do something, sir? I can let her go now if that is what you want. Just bring her here. Now. Emma was pouring champagne for the people in the ballroom when Mrs. Patterson came up to her. Mrs. Patterson looked really worried. Her face was all tense. Mr. Blackwood wants to see you in his study, she said. What did your daughter do? Mrs. Patterson asked Emma. Emma was wondering what was going on with Mr. Blackwood and why he wanted to see her. Emma's blood turned really cold. She said, Lily, are you okay? Did something happen to you? To Lily? I am not really sure. You should go now. The third door on the left is where you need to go, and it is on the floor. Emma dropped her tray. Took off running. Her heart was beating fast. She went down the stairs quickly, taking 2 steps at a time. Emma was thinking about all the things that could be happening. When Emma got to the study, she ran inside without knocking on the door. Lily. Emma's daughter was standing near a desk. She was okay. She looked really scared. Emma felt a lot better when she saw that her daughter was safe. Then she felt silly because she had just walked into her boss' room without being invited. Emma had not meant to barge into the study of her employer, but she was really worried about her daughter. Emma said to Mr. Blackwood, I am really sorry, Mr. Blackwood. She went to stand by Lily's side. Lily was not supposed to be, Emma told Mr. Blackwood. This will not happen again with Lily, Emma said. Silas hardly heard what she was saying. He was looking at Emma like she was not really there. His face was really pale. Show me your wrist, he said in a voice. Emma looked puzzled. Sir? Your left wrist. Show it to me. Emma slowly extended her arm. The mark on her arm was still there. It was partially hidden under her sleeve. The mark on her arm had appeared 6 months after her daughter Lily was born. It came out slowly like a picture that is being developed. Emma had always made sure to keep the mark on her arm covered up because she was afraid that people would ask her questions about the mark on her arm, and she did not know what to say. Silas took a step forward. Carefully pulled back her sleeve. This showed the symbol. It was the Blackwood family seal. It looked like the one he had and the one Lily had and the one on the medallion in the glass case behind them. His hands shook a little as he ran his finger around the edge of the symbol. The moment his finger touched it, Emma's symbol started to glow like Lily's had done before. The Blackwood family seal on Emma's skin was really glowing now. The reaction was really strong. It happened right away. Emma gasped because she had a lot of pain in her head. It was very sharp and she could not see. Pictures started showing up behind her eyes, a lot of memories that she had not thought about in a time. She saw a boy with gray eyes. He was laughing and they were running around in some gardens. She remembered a library where they used to study together. She recalled a promise that they made when they were outside looking at the stars. Then she saw a man's face. He looked mean. He told her to forget everything that happened. She felt hands pulling her away. Then water was all around her head. Emma took a step back. Her eyes got all fuzzy. Silas grabbed her so she did not hit the floor. His arms were really strong, around her waist. Evelyn, he said softly. It was a name Silas had not said loud in a very long time, 7 whole years. Emma said this quietly and she was crying. Tears were running down her face. She did not understand who Evelyn was, so she asked, "Who is Evelyn?" Even as she spoke, a lot of memories came back to her. She saw herself when she was a woman standing next to Silas at a fancy dinner. She heard her voice. It was younger and happy, saying Silas. She called him Silas. Lily looked at her mother with wide eyes. Her mother, Emma, was changing in front of her. The confused and scared look on Emma's face was going away. Now Emma's face showed that she knew what was going on. Emma understood what was happening. Underneath all of those feelings, Emma was really angry. Emma was angry about all the years she had lost. Those years were taken from Emma. Now she was feeling that anger. Silas helped Emma to a chair. His hands were shaking. He looked at Emma. Said, "Vincent told me that Emma was dead." His voice was not smooth because he was feeling a lot of emotion. Silas said, "Vincent told me that Emma drowned when a boat had an accident." Silas and the others had a funeral for Emma. Silas was very sad about Emma, for a long time. He mourned Emma for years. Emma put her hands on her temples, trying to make sense of all the things going on in her mind. "I remember your brother now. He was at my place that night when I lost my memories. Your brother did something to me that night. He erased your memories," Silas said, the pieces falling into place. "And he hid you away so I would never find you." The study was really quiet. The only sound was Emma's breathing. It sounded like she was struggling to catch her breath. Emma sat in the leather chair. Her hands were holding on tight to the armrests. Memories were flooding her mind. Silas was kneeling down next to her. He had one hand up in the air, near her shoulder. Silas wanted to comfort Emma. He was not sure if he should. It had been a time since they were close. Silas was not sure if he had the right to comfort Emma anymore. Emma was still sitting there with memories washing over her. Lily slowly moved closer to her mother. Her little hand found Emma's hand. "Mama, are you okay?" She looked up at Emma with eyes waiting for an answer. Emma looked at her daughter and new tears fell down her face. She took Lily in her arms. Held her very tightly. "I am okay, Lily. I am just thinking about things that I had not thought about in a time, things that I had forgotten about my life, and now I remember them when I look at you, Lily." Silas got up. Walked over to his desk. He pressed a button on the intercom. "Mrs. Patterson, I need you to make sure Emma is not working tonight. She will be staying in the guest suite, on the wing. Can you please have someone take some clothes and other things to her and her daughter? They will need these things while they are staying here. I want to make sure Emma and her daughter have everything they need." There was a pause on the other end, filled with poorly concealed shock. "Yes, Mr. Blackwood. Right away." He turned back to Emma. You could see that he was feeling a lot of different things. He looked surprised. Hurt at the same time. He said to Emma, "We need to talk, but not here. Not during the gala. I will have someone take you and Lily upstairs. We will talk tomorrow when your head is feeling better." Emma nodded. She was still feeling really overwhelmed. A young staff member showed up a few minutes later to take them to the guest suite. As they walked down the corridors, Emma's mind was trying to figure out what had happened in her past. She remembered what it was like growing up in a house like this one. Her father, Richard Monroe, was very close to Silas' father. They were business partners and good friends. The Monroe family and Silas' family used to spend a lot of time. They were like two families who were always together, the Monroe family and Silas' family. Emma and Silas were always together when they were kids. They got closer and closer as they got older. When Emma turned 21, people thought they would get married someday. The two families wanted to join their companies so they could make something really big together. Emma remembers how happy she was. She was standing in a garden with Silas and he had just put an engagement ring on her finger. It made her feel like she could not breathe. Emma was really happy with Silas, in that garden, looking at the engagement ring that Silas had given to her. Something bad happened. It was really bad and scary. Her mind is still trying to understand what it was. Vincent. The guest suite was really nice. It had creamy colors and gold things in it. Lily went to the big bed and started jumping on it to see how it felt. Emma sat down on the sofa. Put her head in her hands. That night Emma did not sleep much. Every time she closed her eyes she thought about the past. She thought about Vincent Blackwood, who was Silas' brother. Vincent Blackwood had always been in the shadow of his brother Silas. Vincent Blackwood was a guy, but he was also very unpredictable. He was jealous of Silas because Silas was going to get all of the family money. Emma remembered all the times Vincent Blackwood and Silas argued. Vincent Blackwood got angrier and angrier. Then something big happened one night. Everything changed. She remembered Vincent Blackwood and the way he used to be. The memory of that night came back to her in sharp and painful detail. She had been at the Blackwood mansion for a dinner party because they were celebrating her engagement to Silas. Vincent had asked to talk to her in the garden. She remembered walking with him, not thinking anything was wrong. Then he grabbed her arm really tightly. It was so surprising how strong he was. Vincent had said that I am making a mistake, Vincent had hissed. Silas does not deserve me. Silas does not deserve any of the things that are happening to him. Silas does not deserve any of this that is happening to Silas. Emma tried to pull, but Vincent's grip was really strong. Let me go, Vincent is hurting me, she said to Vincent. Vincent's hands were holding her tightly. Emma wanted Vincent to let her go because it was hurting her. I can do a lot more for you than he can. I can make you really happy. I think I can give you the things that you want and make you feel good. I want to make you happy. I think I can do that better than he can. I am asking you to please help me with something. I really love Silas. Vincent, I am talking to you, please listen to me, I love Silas. The way she said no made Vincent's face look really bad and scary. Then you will regret choosing this, Vincent said. His voice was full of anger. The rejection in her voice had really upset him. Now Vincent was warning her that she would regret this choice, that she made this choice that Vincent did not like. He pulled out something from his pocket. It was a bottle with some dark stuff inside. Emma tried to fight back. She was yelling for someone to help her. The music at the party was really loud. Vincent made her drink the stuff and then everything started to feel weird. The world was spinning around and it was all blurry. Vincent had whispered to her that she would not remember him when the darkness took over. She would not remember anything that happened. Then he said that when Silas is sad because of her, Vincent will be there to take all the things that Vincent thinks should belong to Vincent. Emma woke up with a start, her heart beating fast. Next to her Lily was sleeping calmly, not knowing what was going on in her mother's head. Emma got out of bed and went to the window. She looked outside at the grounds of the estate. It was all lit up by the moon. The moon was shining down on everything, making it look really pretty. Emma was not paying attention to that. She was thinking about something else, something that was bothering her, something about the estate. Emma thought about the estate. What was going on? She looked at the grounds again. The estate grounds were really big and beautiful, but Emma was still worried. She was worried about something to do with the estate. Vincent did something to her that night. It was something that involved magic that is not good, or some kind of science that is very hard to understand. He made her forget things. He made it look like she was dead. Then he hit her. The thing is, she woke up in a hospital and she did not know who she was. Vincent had done all this to her. It is weird that she is even alive after what Vincent had done to her. She is still trying to figure out how she survived what Vincent did. The morning finally. It brought Silas to the guest suite. Silas arrived just after the sun came up carrying a folder full of papers and things. Silas looked really tired. His eyes were all dark, which made Emma think that Silas did not sleep well, just like Emma did not sleep very well either. He told me that he stayed up all night looking into things. He had his security team get every piece of information they could about me, about Evelyn Monroe, and about what happened to Evelyn Monroe 7 years. Emma gestured for him to sit down. Lily was still sleeping in the bedroom, which was good because it gave them some privacy. What did you find out? Emma asked him. She really wanted to know what he had discovered. Silas opened the folder. Pulled out a lot of papers. He spread them all over the coffee table. He said, "You disappeared 7 years ago. It was the night of our engagement party. Vincent came to my place early in the morning. He was really worried. He told me that you had gone for a walk by the river and you did not come back. The police and everyone else looked for you for 3 days. Then they found a body in the water." Silas looked at the papers on the coffee table. They were all about you. What happened 7 years ago? Emma's breath caught. She said, "A body." It sounded really scary. The coroner figured out it was you by looking at your records and the stuff that was with you. We had a funeral for you. Then your father died 6 months later because he was so sad. Silas' voice shook a little. I thought I had lost the woman I loved, and I spent a lot of time trying to make sense of why you would have left the party by yourself. Emma whispered that it was not her. The body did not belong to Emma. Emma said she did not do it. The body was not Emma's body. No, Vincent must have found someone who looks like you and changed the records. He wanted everyone to think you were dead. Silas pulled out another paper. A time ago, about 4 years ago, someone found a woman who looks like you near the river on the other side of the city. She was not awake. She was going to have a baby. She also had a bad memory and could not remember anything. The hospital did not know her name at first, so they called her Jane Doe. One of the nurses started calling her Emma, and that is what everyone called her after that. Emma nodded slowly. I remember waking up in the hospital. That was really scary for me. I was totally confused. I was very frightened. The people at the hospital told me that I had been in the water. Someone had pulled the hospital patient, which was me, out of the water. They called for help. The problem was that no one knew who Emma was or how Emma got in the water in the first place. Vincent kept you somewhere for 3 years, Silas said. His voice was really hard. He wanted to make sure you stayed hidden and forgotten in that place. Something did not go as planned. You managed to get away from Vincent, or someone helped you get away from Vincent. Emma said that she does not remember those years all. She admitted this. The engagement party and the hospital are the things she knows about. Everything between the engagement party and the hospital is a complete blank to Emma. It is like darkness to her. Emma really does not recall anything about those years. Silas wanted to hold Emma's hand. He stopped himself for a moment. Then Emma took Silas' hand in her hand and she squeezed it softly. This touch made Silas and Emma remember things from their past. It was like their bodies remembered all the times they had touched like that before. Silas and Emma had done this a lot of times, so it felt very familiar to both Silas and Emma. Silas said something in a soft voice. He was talking about Lily. She is a girl, only 6 years old. This means that Emma was going to have a baby when she disappeared. Silas wanted to know something about Lily. He asked Emma, is Lily his daughter? Emma looked into his eyes. Saw how much he wanted this to be true. I think it is possible, she said. The timeline seems to fit. The mark on her wrist is our family seal, which is something that only Blackwood family members have. Silas said that your mark showed up too. You are a Monroe. Emma said she was not related to them. Then she pulled out a paper that Silas had given her. It was a family tree. Look at this paper, she said. My mother was a Blackwood before she got married. She was part of your family a time ago. When she married my father, she started using his name. The Blackwood family was always part of her. Silas looked at the chart. His face changed. He said, so Lily has the mark from her mom and dad. She has heritage from both Blackwood families. Emma said that explains why her mark is so strong. She looked towards the bedroom where Lily was sleeping. This also explains why it had such a reaction to your family medallion, the family medallion that belongs to your family. There was a knock at the door that stopped everything. Silas got up to answer it. Found one of the people who were supposed to keep him safe, a woman named Janet Cross, who always looked very serious. She said to Silas Blackwood, I am sorry to bother you, Mr. Blackwood, but something new has happened with the security of Silas Blackwood. What is it? Your brother Vincent got to the estate 20 minutes ago. He wants to talk to you about something that is going on with the family. Your brother Vincent says it is very urgent. He needs to speak with you now. Emma felt ice flood her veins. Silas' face got really serious. Where is Silas' brother now? I am standing in the drawing room. Should I have this person removed from the drawing room? No, Silas said in a voice. I will see him. Janet, I need you to stay here with Emma and Lily. I do not want anyone to come into this suite except for me. No one is allowed to enter. Do you understand what I am saying about this suite and who can enter it, which is me, Silas? Janet nodded her head fast. I understand, sir. After Silas left, Emma walked back and forth in the suite feeling really anxious. Janet was standing by the door with her hand on something under her jacket. It was clear to Emma that Janet was ready to fight if she had to. Emma knew that look. It was the look that people get when they are prepared for a physical fight, like Silas and the other security people Emma had seen before. Emma felt a little scared because Janet was standing like that. Emma did not know what was going to happen next, with Silas and Janet and the whole situation. Emma asked if Vincent has been to the estate a lot. Janet did not show any emotion on her face. She said, Mr. Vincent Blackwood comes to see us sometimes, and that is usually when Mr. Vincent Blackwood needs some money. The relationship between the brothers Mr. Vincent Blackwood and his brother is very complicated. That was really an understatement, Emma thought to herself. She walked into the bedroom to see how Lily was doing. Her daughter was just starting to wake up. Lily's eyes opened up. The mark on her wrist started to glow a little bit. Mama, I had a weird dream, Lily said, rubbing her eyes. I dreamed about a man. He had a smile that was not nice. This man was looking for my family and me. He was trying to find us, Mama. Emma's blood ran cold. She asked what the man looked like. Dark hair like Mr. Blackwood, but his eyes were different. Colder. Before Emma could say anything, something crazy happened in the hallway outside the room. People were yelling, something fell over. Then Janet was pushing Emma back into the bedroom. Lock the door, Janet told her. Do not open it for anyone except Mr. Blackwood. Only Mr. Blackwood should be let in, Janet said to Emma about the door and Mr. Blackwood. Emma grabbed Lily. Ran into the bedroom. She locked the door just as the main door to the suite burst open. Emma looked through the gap under the bedroom door. Saw shadows moving around. She could hear people fighting. It sounded like a real struggle was going on. The suite's main door was open. Emma could hear the sounds of the fight getting louder. Emma was still holding on to Lily in the bedroom. Where is she? Vincent said in a voice that sounded really mean. I know she is here, he said. I felt the seal turn on night. Mr. Blackwood gave us clear orders, Janet said in a voice that was strained but firm. Mr. Blackwood does not know what he is protecting. The woman is dangerous. The woman is a threat to the Blackwood family. I think the woman is news for the Blackwood family. The Blackwood family needs to be careful around the woman. Emma held Lily close to her, putting her hand over Lily's mouth so she would not make a sound. The mark on Emma's wrist was really hurting now. It was like it was sending her a warning. Emma could hear noises coming from the side of the door, like someone was fighting, and then she heard someone cry out in pain. After that, Emma heard footsteps coming towards the bedroom where Emma and Lily were hiding. Evelyn, Vincent said in a voice. I know you are inside. I know you are thinking about the past. You do not know everything about it yet. Vincent wanted Evelyn to know that there was more to the story than what she remembered. Emma did not say a word. Her heart was beating fast. Vincent asked if Silas told me why I did what I did. He wanted to know if Silas said anything about the family fortune and our father's will. You see, our father's will has a condition that says the family fortune will go to the firstborn son who has a legitimate child. Vincent was talking about this condition in our father's will that affects the family fortune. Did Silas tell me about this part of the will, the part that's very important for the family fortune? Emma's eyes got really big. That is why Vincent did not kill her. If Emma had died when she was pregnant with Silas' baby, the baby would have been Silas' real child. Vincent would have lost Silas' money and everything that belonged to Silas. Vincent said to me, I kept you safe. He told me that he made sure I was okay and that the baby was okay too, even though I do not remember any of it. Vincent had me taken care of at a hospital. The doctors who helped me were really good. They gave me the best care. I was not thankful to Vincent. I left the hospital before the baby was born. Vincent did not know where I went. The bedroom door handle. It was locked. Vincent let out a sigh. He said to Evelyn, I do not want to hurt you, Evelyn. I just need the child. If you give me Lily, I will let you go away again. You can go back to your life as a maid. It is a life. You will forget all of this. It will be like it never happened, all the things that are going on. Emma said, never. Her voice was stronger than she actually felt inside. Something happened then. There was a loud noise when Vincent pushed against the door with all his might. The door made a cracking sound. It did not break. Emma looked everywhere for another way out. She saw a window. The problem was that they were on the second floor of the building. The door broke into pieces on the hit. Vincent's face showed up in the hole. He looked really crazy. Give me the child. Emma picked up a heavy lamp from the table next to her bed and she was ready to fight. Before Vincent could get in, someone else showed up behind him. It was Silas. He looked really angry. Silas grabbed Vincent, his brother, by the collar. He pulled him back with all his might. Emma was still holding the lamp. She was watching Silas and Vincent and she was waiting to see what would happen next with Silas and Vincent. The brothers burst into the room of the suite. Emma unlocked the door to her bedroom. Looked out to see Silas and Vincent fighting. Vincent was younger and faster. Silas was fighting with a lot of control, like someone who has learned many different ways of fighting, like karate and boxing and other martial arts. Silas and Vincent were really going at it, with Silas using his martial arts training to try and gain the hand. Silas was really angry. You tried to hurt her on purpose, he said in a mean tone. Then he hit Vincent in the face. You made her forget things. Took 7 years away from us, from her and me, from our lives with her. Vincent. There was blood on his teeth. He said, I gave you 7 years to be sad. I let you be unhappy and think about your grief while I was getting ready to take everything that belongs to me. My plan would have worked if she had just stayed away. Vincent was talking about the woman. He was saying that she should have stayed gone because now Vincent's plan is not going to work like Vincent wanted it to. Silas said this in a voice. But she did not do what they said he meant. And now everyone is going to find out what you did, Silas told this person. Vincent got away. Pulled something out of his jacket. It was a syringe with some stuff in it. He said, will they do something about it? Will they be sad because a woman who cleans and her kid died in a really sad way? He ran towards the bedroom. Emma was ready for him. She hit Vincent on the side of the head with the lamp. It was a hit. Vincent. The syringe fell out of his hand. Then Silas grabbed his brother from behind. Pulled him to the ground. Emma was still holding the lamp. Vincent was on the ground now. Silas had him in a grip. The syringe was lying on the floor. Security people ran into the room because Janet had set off the alarm before Vincent had hit her and knocked her out. They grabbed Vincent. Held him down really well, then they pulled him up to his feet. The security people were very good at their job. They did not mess around with Vincent. Silas told them to search him. They have to write down everything they find on him. Silas wants everything to be documented. The police found 3 syringes and a bottle of the stuff that makes you forget things, the same stuff Vincent used a long time ago. They also found a plan that said what Vincent was going to do to Emma and Lily. He was going to make it look like an accident when he got rid of them. Then Vincent was going to say he should be in charge of all the Blackwood money and things because he was the only Blackwood family member left. The plan said that Vincent wanted to get rid of Emma and Lily so he could have all the Blackwood assets for himself. Vincent fought against the things that were holding him down. He was not calm anymore. You do not understand, brother, he said. Father told me that I would get my part. Then he changed his mind when you got married. Everything was going to go to you and the kids you would have one day. I was going to get nothing. My father promised me something. Then he took it away. I would have gotten nothing from father's things. Nothing all, brother. Father's will was not fair to me, Vincent. Silas said this quietly. He told them that they had ruined people's lives because they wanted more and more. They had taken our father's life because he was so upset about losing Evelyn. The woman Silas loved and the daughter Silas never knew he had were both robbed of 7 years because of them. Silas thought about all the things they had taken from him and his family. They had taken much from the woman Silas loved and from his own daughter. Emma came out of the bedroom with Lily in her arms. The mark on Lily was shining brightly now. When Lily looked at Vincent, something special happened. A lot of light came from Lily's wrist. It was like a movie playing on the wall. The images from Lily's wrist were showing all sorts of things. Emma was holding Lily. She saw all of this happening with her own eyes. The light from Lily's wrist was very strong. It was making the images on the wall very clear. The people in the room could not look away as the Blackwood family seal showed that Vincent was a person. They saw pictures of him giving Emma medicine at the party where they got engaged, hiding her in a place that was really far away and saying that she was dead when she was not. Vincent had taken money from the Blackwood family company. For a time he paid people to do what he wanted, and he even wanted to get rid of Silas once Vincent got the job he wanted at the Blackwood family company. The seal was a truth teller, Emma realized. This was something that had been around for a long time. It was like a safety net for the Blackwood family. The Blackwood family had this built into them to protect against people in the Blackwood family who might try to hurt them. The Blackwood family needed this to keep them safe from each other. The images went away. Vincent was just hanging there really limp, in the guard's hands. He was totally defeated. It does not matter, Vincent whispered. You cannot prove any of the images. A new voice spoke up from the doorway. Said, we can do that. An old man came into the room with a leather briefcase in his hand. Emma knew who he was after a while. It was Harrison Wells, the lawyer for the Blackwood family. Harrison Wells had been at her party when she got engaged 7 years ago. Mr. Wells, Silas said, really surprised. He was wondering how Mr. Wells knew to come to this place. Silas asked him, "How did you know to come, Mr. Wells?" Wells said, "I have been watching what is going on since night when the family seal went off in your study. He is in charge of the Blackwood family records, so it is his job to do something when the seal wakes up." Wells opened his briefcase. Took out a very old document. "This is the last will and testament of your father," he said. "He wrote it 2 weeks before he died. The one Vincent gave you 7 years ago was not real, it was a fake," Wells said, "about the Blackwood family records and your father's will." Silas took the document. He read it really fast. At first he looked totally shocked. Then his face changed and he looked very pleased in a serious kind of way. He said, "My father knew what was going on. My father knew that Vincent was planning something." Wells nodded. "Your father came to me just before he passed away. He was really worried about the way Vincent was acting. He made some changes to his will to protect himself from something like this happening. He also left a letter that was sealed. It was only supposed to be opened if they ever found Evelyn Monroe alive. Your father did this because he wanted to make sure that Evelyn Monroe was safe, and that is why he left the sealed letter to be opened only if Evelyn Monroe was ever found alive." The attorney gave Silas a sealed envelope that was really old and yellow. Silas opened it with hands that were shaking a lot. He read the letter that was inside the envelope. Then Silas looked up at Emma and tears started falling down his face. Silas was crying because of the letter he read from the envelope. "He knew you would come back," Silas said softly. "He believed it even when I had given up hope.